What's up, old school homies? We finally got some storage space on my phone, and I can make a real video now. Pretty excited about it. So today I'm going to talk about my glockenspiel. Now you guys probably heard that this is what my band wants me to play. I tried to play bass, but out of nowhere there was like 5 bass players. Yeah, that happens. First, JP, then Seth, then Travis, then JR, then Joey. So, yeah, you kind of think, oh, there's no bass players, I'll just play bass. Yeah, right. I'll probably play bass, on my own or whatever. And then for this band, I basically play this. The reason I play it, I always wanted to play the xylophone because it's fun. It sounds good, sounds pretty, and is definitely in like a sonic range of nothing else. Which means you could pretty much cut through the band anytime you feel like it. It's sort of, when I played in a concert, I sort of felt like a conductor. That's kind of what it felt like, because you want to come in at the right moment. You don't want to come in the whole time, or else the high-pitched noise is going to bother everybody. So you have to decide which moments to use it. If you have more people in the band, which our band is like always getting bigger, it's kind of like an orchestra. I mean, it fits in perfectly with more and more people. Not that it can't just be used on its own or with another person, but typically I would call it an orchestra instrument, marching band instrument. It's a set of bells. Glockenspiel is a German word that means set of bells. So when you got a set of bells, they're pretty simple. You don't have to tune them, but they cut real hard. So you have to kind of be gentle. You have to play with dynamics to some degree. And the dynamics of playing it is basically to follow the key signature and choose the right octave to play in. There's a couple octaves on here. If you split it in half, it goes G, there's another G right here. So it starts over again right there. And this range with the smaller, these are more high pitched than these ones. So if you're trying to beat on these ones, it might not be loud enough. So you gotta start cutting with the smaller ones. And you'll cut through the band. You'll cut through at some bad times sometimes. It'll sound bad. It's actually really loud when you're playing it. You can't totally hear everything else that's going on. You kind of don't want to make any mistakes because that's all that you really hear. Not that I can't hear the rest of the band, it's just really loud right in front of you. So, I would say is good for transitioning a song. Like, they're starting to go in one direction, they want to shift. You start kind of shifting it for them. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, you guys are going down, let's go down. You're going up, let's go up. And then you stop. You get out of the situation. You let the rest of the band, kind of fuck around. And you could just kind of octave. I octave a lot, It makes sense. Or just go one note away. You could build rhythms in so many different ways with this thing that it's inspiring to play. Like, I would say it's basically a piano. It's set up exactly like a piano. So once you learn this, you could pretty much turn towards the piano or even the drums. What's sick about this? You're fucking playing percussion, dude. You're following the drummer. You hit basically the root note when they hit the kick, and then you follow the kick a lot of the time because the kick is kind of the drive and you're kind of the drive. So I typically root on the kick. It's not a rule, but I kind of know when the kick's coming sometimes. So you make sure it's kind of like the one. You go back to the one, back to the one. Don't miss it. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'll go into the differences of xylophones and metallophones and all the other phones, marimbas. But the glockenspiel is made of metal. That's its main difference. It's not a xylophone. It's a glockenspiel.